Hello everyone, welcome back to MixbusTv. Hope you're having a great day. Another round of rapid fire Q&A. You guys like this series, so we're gonna keep doing it. Just keep coming with a question. Before we start, please check the info box down below for my mixing courses for great discounts and deals on plugins. If you want to support the channel, we have some t-shirts. Questions by Michael Stelz. Are you still in a situation that from time to time a mix you're working on just doesn't work? What do you do in this situation? Okay, I'm lucky enough that I can say not really. Some mixes are more difficult than others. I can tell you that there are two things as to why a mix doesn't come together. If you are an experienced mixing engineer, yeah, you can have a bad day. In this case, you take a couple of days break and you listen to other stuff, you come back and you should have a fresh perspective and be able to mix as you usually do. This is if you've been consistent for several years. So you know, like, hey, it's not me, and I don't suck ass. Usually, you can't suck ass like one day or like a couple of times here and there. But given it's not you, there are two things that prevent a mix to come together and sound like a record. The first one is arrangement. And the second one is the source sounds. Your mix is only going to be as good as the material you've been given. Many top engineers are top engineers, sure, because they're good, but they would be average or the same as many others if they didn't have the chance to work with an incredibly talented artist. And an incredibly talented artist or talented artist make our job easier, faster, and they make you look good. Because basically, if you don't fuck it up, you already have a great mix. So from there, you can only do better. So when a mix doesn't come together, it's because the raw material has a problem, and most times is arrangement. Most time is arrangement, meaning either structure of the song or arrangement, like micro arrangement in this the kick drum doesn't go well with the pattern, doesn't go well with the bass, the vocal pattern doesn't go well with the melody, or the melody is not that great, or the chord progression doesn't pop enough, things like this. At that point, it doesn't matter how many tricks you use, it doesn't matter how hardware you throw at it, how many tricks and effects, the song just doesn't move you. And that's usually not the mix. It's, again, the arrangement or the source sounds. Sometimes, like, the song flows, but you can't get the low end right. And that is something that I do very often. I should clarify, I'm asked to do very often, or I've been given the freedom to do very often. Like, hey, if you don't like the kick, if you don't like the sound, here's the MIDI, change it, I trust you, because, a lot of people produces in home studios with like maybe headphones or small speakers. We covered this question in another Q&A. They think that sounds good, but if they send the stuff to mix, to me, it's because they know I know better. Because even if just because I have a monitoring system that is better and I have experience, like, yeah, okay, I understand where you wanted to go with that sound for that bass or that kick, but they just don't fit together. Or yeah, when I actually push all the synths and the vocals and I add everything else, that gets lost or it doesn't glue. So let me change that sound. Sometimes it's easier to ask, if you already don't have the trust of the client, to ask the client, like, hey, can you let me try something here, because it's not working. Okay, and I tried a billion things, it's not working, so let me try to change this sound, let me try to mute this part here and then, like, or move this part around and kind of restructure the arrangement of a particular instrument or multiple instrument. So it's always that, and that's my personal experience. I'm trying to think about some mixes that just didn't go. I think this back in the year when I was dead set on using certain things or certain elements in the mix, and I was like stubborn because I didn't want to change, because that was a safe place for me, so it has to work. And that's you know, consistency and building your small chains and your reference point is good, but then you also have to be smart enough to know when it's time to let it go or it doesn't work with that track. And yeah, you're gonna probably work 2 hours more on that mix because of that. And it's just what you do. You know, all right, my whole chain for like what I use usually for this one, for this stem or for this specific instrument doesn't work. All right, let's, you know, start blank and redo that again. You're out of your comfort zone, but this is what you do. And most times when you go into it with a positive mindset, like, hey, this is a chance for me to do something different, it might turn out even better. So I hope this answered the question, Michael, and I hope this video was useful for all of you guys. If you liked it, please don't forget to leave a like, check the info box down below, leave your questions for the next rapid fire Q&A and live streaming, which I'm gonna set it up soon, and I'll get Bella in it too, because people have been asking about that as well. Thank you for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already. See you next time.